Okay, part 2. They only let me have 5 minutes for each video. So for our second video, now we're going to look at what happens if we reflect over the y-axis. And you can probably predict what's going to happen. So if I reflect over y, now this is my line of reflection. That means it's going to move from this side to the other side. So I already can anticipate where my triangle will end up. Same thing, so it's equal distance away from that line. Point A is 1, 2 to the right of the y-axis, so it will be 2 to the left. Mark your A prime. Point B is 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right, so it will be 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left. Point C is 1 to the right of the y-axis, so it is 1 to the left. Equal distance away from that mirror. Connect the dots. Now I've got triangle ABC prime. Okay, so let's look at what happens to our coordinates. Okay, the original point A is the same as over here. It's the same triangle. 2, 4 was A. 5, 3 for B. And C was at 1, 0. Now let's look and see where A prime is. A prime is now -2, +4. Point B prime is at -5, +3. And point C prime is -1, 0. So if you notice this time, the y values didn't change, but the x values did, that first number. So this time it is going to be that negative sign next to x doesn't mean it has to be negative. It means you change the sign, so it's opposite sign, and y doesn't change. So for instance, this -x, if my x values were negative to begin with, they would become positive. So don't see that negative sign and think my answer has to be negative. It just means opposite of. Like if I multiplied times -1, it would just change the sign. So since we reflected over y, the y value didn't change. So if you want to change or put a little note, when you flip over y, you change x. So whichever axis you are reflecting over, that one stays the same. You change the sign of the other value. So now you're going to glue this into your journal, and you have an assignment to complete.